Today's video is investing in stocks for beginners. Before we start, I just want to add that this is not advice. This video is information only. If you like the content today, give me a like and subscribe to the channel. Help me get the content out there. Today's video, it's investing in the stock market for beginners. It's the video that I wish I'd have watched. I wish I'd have been told the information in 2010 and 2011. This was when I first invested in the stock market, and it's when I lost my life savings. I rushed in without doing the research, and over a period of 12 months, maybe a little bit longer, I managed to lose £8,000. I rushed in because of FOMO. I rushed in because the lads down the pub said what they were into. Invest in this, so I got excited and invested. I rushed in and invested in a stock because of what my colleagues offshore were saying. I made every mistake in the book, and this led to stress and anxiety. It leads to pain. Please don't let this be you. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to give you a little presentation of all the things I've learned from 20 years of investing. And if you stick around till the end of the video, I'm going to tell you my favorite way to invest. Right, here we go. Here's the little presentation. This is the presentation I wish I'd have been shown back in 2010 as a 27-year-old. It would have saved me years of pain because I was clueless at investing. Anyway, here's the presentation. Investing in stocks for beginners. Concentrate on your personal finances first. This is difficult, but if you make the cutbacks, save £50, £100, whatever it is, then you can go on and invest. Or earn more than you spend so you can invest. So you keep your expenses the same, but you manage to earn more. You get a promotion or you get an extra job on the weekend, and then you can invest. So that's earn more than you spend. Build a cash buffer of 3 to 6 months of living expenses, and this is what all the experts recommend when you read the books. Moving on to the next point, and that is read the books and do the research. Massively important. Only invest with money you are willing to lose. This is a big one. Don't do what I done back in the day. I invested with money that I couldn't afford to lose. Invest with spare money. Only invest with money you are willing to leave alone for years. And this is long-term buy and hold or set and forget. And if you adopt this strategy of long-term buy and hold, it will bring calmness, the opposite of stress and anxiety. How I used to invest back in 2010 and 2011. Thankfully, I've learned from my lessons, and I now do long-term buy and hold with property, index investing, and crypto. Learn from my mistakes. This is a big one. This can save you years of pain if you really listen to my lessons. Don't chase quick, easy money. It just leads to pain. Chasing football bets, lottery, premium bonds, going after stocks without doing any research just because of what the lads were saying down the pub or at work. This was me. Don't rush in without doing your research. That's a massive one. Don't rush in because of FOMO, fear of missing out, like investing because your mate said or because your colleague said. This is what I done in 2006 with my third property at the time. I wanted to get in and make a quick 20,000. This is what I was thinking. I paid 130,000, and the property, this was off plan, and the property never got valued above 120,000. So my future wife, who's now my wife, we had to move in, and this was all because of FOMO. And I only bought the house because two of my best friends were buying on this particular estate, and we're talking about making quick, easy money, and I got jealous and steamed in. Don't invest because of FOMO. Don't put your life savings into any one investment. Like me, back in 2010, 2011, I lost £8,000, my life savings, without doing the research. Don't spend years not investing because of previous mistakes. This is what I done. I lost my life savings 2010, 2011, buried my head in the sand and didn't invest again in the stock market till mid 2019. So I lost out on years of compound interest, and this has pushed my retirement age out. It's meant I'm going to be financially independent later because I buried my head in the sand. Don't do this. 100% don't check your stocks regularly, like every 5 minutes. This brings stress and anxiety. Don't do it. This is one of the things I done at the time. Again, 2010, 2011, like I invested in JJB, was one of my stocks. I was checking on it all the time. It just brings anxiety. Set and forget, on the other hand, brings calmness, and this is thankfully how I now invest. After years of questionable investing mistakes, I've finally learned my lessons. The research. Now I'm just going to skim through these, read the books, e.g. How to Won the World by Andrew Craig, or you can read blinks for key points. And what a blink is, if you're interested, is a book broken down into 15 minutes or thereabouts, and you just get the key points so you learn. It's a way of learning a book rather than reading the full book. Now, if you're not a reader, listen to Audible. I listen to Audible when I'm driving to work, for example. And a good one, an old classic, is Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Listen to podcasts. I'm pretty much addicted to podcasts. And a good one for personal finance and investing is Always Free. And this is by a guy called Jason Greystone. He was financially independent in his late 20s, I think, and he is legit when it comes to investing and personal finance. If you're a beginner, listen to the Always Free podcast, especially episodes 1 to 20. Watch YouTube videos, and a good one to look into is Ali Abidal. He's got some brilliant videos on personal finance and investing. You won't be disappointed. Honestly, check him out. Brilliant. Take notes and listen to the experts. So, if you've read any personal development books, you'll understand that if you're wanting to do something, there's always someone somewhere who's done it. So find that person and copy them. Stand on the shoulders of giants, I think the saying goes, something like that. Basically, copy the experts, mirror the experts, get into good habits, and try and accelerate your journey towards financial independence and financial freedom. Become financially literate and become a full-time investor. Now, this isn't just a quick 6 months. This takes years and years to become financially literate and then become a full-time investor. Now, personally, I would say I'm financially literate and I'm on my way to becoming a full-time investor. I'm pushing hard. I'm not quite there yet, but I will get there. Make sure you know what compound interest is and dollar cost averaging. So if you're interested in investing your way to financial freedom, go away and do some research on compound interest and dollar cost averaging. Index investing for beginners. Now, as I said at the start of the video, I'm going to reveal my favorite way to invest. And I've been investing for 20 years. I started out as a property investor as a 19-year-old, and I've made many questionable mistakes. Invested in single shares, I've invested in crypto, but index investing is far and away my favorite way to invest. I've found it calm. I've been calm when I've invested. I've set and forget. I've done dollar cost averaging. I've pretty much done what the experts recommend. So index investing, this is what the experts recommend for beginners. As I've said, this is my favorite way to invest. Research your risk tolerance. Now, if you go and see a financial advisor, this is what they're going to be discussing with you, your risk tolerance. Now, let's just use 2 examples. If you are 20, you're going to have a high risk tolerance. This is because you can weather the storm. There's going to be ups and downs in any market, so you can weather the storm over the years and benefit from the return to the mean, the average. And when you read the books, when you listen to the experts, the stock market always goes up over time. Like a lot of the index books that I've read, you can expect 7 to 8% if you invest long term. And I'm talking 20 or even 30 years. But if you are 55 or even 60, you're gonna be low risk. Now, if you're at this age, you might have 200,000 or 300,000 pension, and you're not gonna want to put that in high risk shares. You're gonna want to put that in low risk. So this is something for you to research, and if required, speak to a financial advisor. Research the platform. Now, my favourite platform is Vanguard, but I've also used Hargreaves and Lansdown. So they're two platforms you can go away and research. Again, Vanguard, Hargreaves and Lansdown. There's many platforms. They're just the two that I'm really familiar with. Research your fund, your index fund, and just a quick one on your fund. Basically, your fund is where a group of investors pool the money, and you will have a fund manager. So for example, I invest with Vanguard, and the fund I invest in is a Life Strategy 100 fund. Now, a big group of investors will pool money, and Vanguard will have a manager that will manage this fund. And within that fund is a large amount of shares, a large amount of stocks or companies, if you like. And what you'll have is a small slice of several companies instead of just one company. So you're reducing your risk, you're spreading your risk. And moving on, how much can you invest per calendar month? Now this goes back to personal finance. How much have you got spare at the end of the month? Even if it's £50, £100, it's better than nothing. Even if it's £10, it's a start. Honestly, start investing. Invest for your future and your family's future. You might be able to invest £500, £1,000, whatever it is. Work out how much you can afford to invest per calendar month. And set and forget. This is what I've been doing with index investing for the last 3 years. I only check on my index fund maybe once or twice a year. And this, again, is what the experts recommend. It brings calmness and is the opposite of stress and anxiety, how I used to invest. So again, set and forget if you want to invest calmness, if you want to avoid the avoidable mistakes that I've made over the years. So that's it for the presentation. Hopefully you've taken something away from it and you've learned something from it. If you are a beginner, hopefully you liked the little presentation. Hopefully you got some good info that you can take away and use to help you with your investing. And if you're interested, if you're serious about becoming an investor, why don't you watch the video again and take some notes? I honestly believe that my experience, my lessons learned can help you become a good investor, especially if you're just starting out. I can point you in the right direction from the lessons that I've learned, because you don't want stress, you don't want anxiety, you don't want pain, and you don't want to bury your head in the sand and not invest. That's what happened to me after 2010 and 2011. I was upset with myself, I was negative about money, negative about investing, and I didn't invest in the stock market for another 8 years or so. And what this done was, it made me lose out on compound interest. It pushed my retirement age out. So the earlier you can get in, the earlier you start investing, the better. If you start investing in your early 20s, you will thank yourself in your 40s. You will have built up compound interest, and you will be in a good position to retire early or be financially independent or financially free. It's got to be worth the effort. Now you might be thinking, I haven't got any money to invest. Personal finances are tight with everything that's going on with inflation, but it's got to be worth it. Why not give it a go? Why not cut back on some things like the Sky bill? Try and cut back on fuel, do some more walking. I know it's not easy, but it's got to be worth it. Even if you can save £100, £50, anything, just start investing. Read the books, do the research, and start investing your way towards financial independence and financial freedom. Get financially literate and you will thank yourself in years to come. Especially if you just start in your early 20s, mid 20s, even in your early 30s, you will greatly benefit from compound interest after 10, 20, 30 years of compound interest. Don't be like me. Don't let bumps in the road deter you. You're going to make mistakes, but if you stick with it, stick with the plan, keep learning, keep investing what you can, you will thank yourself, in my opinion, in years to come. Anyway, that's about it for today's video. If you've liked it, as I said, give me a little like and subscribe to the channel. And for some useful links on personal finance and investing, check out the video description below.